Good evening, my dear students. Today, Board of Studies Academic along with MNSS Directorate, we have joined hands today to resolve your queries about the problems you are facing or the documentation you have to take care while filling your forms, and any issues you are following, you are having it on the SSP portal. For that, I am welcoming our Honorable Chairman, Board of Studies Academic, C.A. Vishal Doshi, and Honorable Chairman, C.A. Pramod Jain, is the convener of MNSS Directorate, and C.A. Kotha Srinivas, Deputy Convener, MNSS Directorate. He'll be also joining soon. And our Vice Chairman, C.A. Dayanivas Sharma. In absentia, I am welcoming him also. And I am also welcoming the team from the Board of Studies Academic, our team from the MNSS Directorate, and our all the officials from our different places who have joined to resolve your queries. So, sir, I welcome I invite our CA Vishal Doshi, sir, to give his welcome address and apprise you about what all is being done by the BOS for the students. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, and a very good evening to all my CA students. It is indeed a pleasure to welcome all of you to this special webinar with the M&SS, and I would like to thank the convener of the M&SS Directorate, Pramod Bhai Jain, my council colleague, the Deputy Convener, Kotha Bhai, also my Vice Chairman, Dayanivas Sharma ji, and the team at the Board of Studies and at the M&SS. With whom we have been able to bring this webinar for the students to address the concerns, or I would say, rather than address the concerns, what are the do's and don'ts that students have to follow to ensure that there are no discrepancies or any rejections or errors when they are doing compliance with respect to the various provisions at the under the CA Act and under the M&SS. Before we talk of the subject specific, I would like to share some of the initiatives or activities that we have been taking for the student fraternity at the Board of Studies Academic. First is definitely the new scheme of education and training that has been launched on 1st of July 2023. And the study materials of all the subjects are now available, including of the direct and indirect tax at the final level. There have been a lot of value-added features which the faculty at the Board of Studies have included in the study materials at a different level. Like if I talk of the foundation level, then historical background has been incorporated in the subjects of the foundation level. Stories and scenarios have been added in select subjects to make the topics engaging and interesting. When we talk of Ind AS, then extracts of the financial statements, accounting policies, notes have been included to provide the insight into the various Ind AS. Incorporation of gamification in education, like I said, to make it more interactive, more interesting. The BOS team has included crossword puzzles and rapid fire quizzes, especially in the subjects of the tax laws. Ethics has been integrated with the subjects at the final level, and when you would go through the study material, you will find specific chapters in all the core subjects at the final level on the technology as well as on the ethics. This was on the study material. Another important initiative that was launched on 1st July 2023, that is the MCQ practice paper portal that has been launched, which you can get it through your BOS knowledge portal or the BOS mobile app. So this is typically done for the students to assess their level of understanding for each of the papers. And every month, the faculties at the Board of Studies Academic are working very hard to increase the data bank of each of the subjects at each of the level. And this is being regularly being monitored at the Board of Studies for the data bank that are being increased. And this would also help students, especially at the intermediate and final level, because now 30% marks are MCQs in all the papers at the intermediate and final. The next initiative is on the live learning classes. We recently concluded the 7th batch for intermediate and 6th batch for the final students. So those who are appearing for the November 2023 exam. So these are the last set of the live learning classes under the old scheme of education and training. We also concluded the 7th batch of the live learning classes for foundation students who are going to appear for the December 2023 exam. And for the May 2024 exam of the intermediate and final level, the first batch of the live learning classes has started from 25th of September 2023. Recently, the Board of Studies BOS for your success sessions for the intermediate and final level students, and more than 6,500. So the exact number that I have is 6685 plus students. They joined these sessions of BOS for your success. Ask your query. This is again a facility that has been given to the students where they find any difficulty in understanding or in analyzing or interpreting any provision with respect to their study material. Then they can ask their query to the faculties at the Board of Studies. And till now, I'm happy to share that the Board of Studies faculty have addressed more than 16,000 queries that have been received from the students. As far as the mock test paper series is concerned for the November 2023 exam, the mock test paper series 1 has been conducted and concluded for the students appearing in the November 2023 exam, and the mock test series 2 has started from 3rd of October 2023, and this is specifically for the intermediate and final students who are appearing in the November 2023 exam. For the foundation students who would be appearing in the December 2023 exam, we would be very shortly announcing the dates of the mock test series 1 and series 2 for them also. The Board of Studies has in July launched its own Twitter handle X, that is what it is known now, and we have more than 9,000 followers as of today. We would request all of you students that if you have not yet, you are not following the BOS X handle, we request you that please do follow them so that you are regularly getting updates of such initiatives that we are taking at the Board of Studies Academic for all of you. With this, once again, I welcome you all to this very special and important webinar session on ICAI compliance and document related matters. And I would request all of you to take maximum benefit for this. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for apprising all the students about all the BOS activities and the recent initiatives which we have taken. Now I'll be welcoming CA Pramod Jain, Central Council member, who's the convener of M&SS Directorate. Sir, over to you to apprise the students as to how they should be very stringent and very vehemently how they should comply with all the compliances which they have to do while filling the form, sir. You can kindly give an overview, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Vandana. Namaste to all my friends, students out here who have joined the Chartered Accountancy course of the ICAI. And I also thank my colleague and the chairman of the Board of Studies Academics, CA Vishal Doshiji, for visualizing and planning this very important webcast to show, to ensure that students who might be facing certain issues, they are given an opportunity to share their issues, and we are able to resolve that through this webcast. And for this, the Board of Studies Academics and the M&SS Directorate, that is the Member and Student Services Directorate, they both have come together. From the Board of Studies Directorate, CA Dr. Vandana Nakbalji is the Director of the Board of Studies who will be taking those issues. From the M&SS Directorate, we have got Dinesh Mishra ji and also Govind Nagarwal ji, Anupam Kaushik ji, who is the self-service portal head, SSP portal head. They would be all there to resolve all your issues. And you all know that, as our chairman Vishal Doshi ji just said, that on the 1st of July 2023, the new education and training system that was launched by Honorable President of India, Draupadi Murmuji. Thereafter, the training period has reduced from 3 years to 2 years. So some students would be doing 3 years training, some would be doing two years training. So some would be converting, some would be trying and shifting within those 2 years. How many leaves are allowed? In fact, in 2 years, only 12 leaves are allowed in a year. But certain issues which are there when you are trying and registering for the CA course as an article or as a student, and uploading certain documents which sometimes are not clear. One of the document which has been normally seen that is lacking is that which comes at the end when you are trying to appear for the examination, is that when you have to register for the articleship, you have to have that articleship deed on in the form 102 on a stamp paper, and that stamp paper is not purchased at the time of entering into articleship, and then that is not attached therewith. Or sometimes when you are going for change or shifting your articleship, leaving one firm and joining another firm, you give a gap thereof. You are leaving on, say, 1st of October and joining on 7th of October. There is a gap, so that 7 days is taken out from your articleships. So, and then the examination dates, they are extended by 6 months. So all those points, I'll request that please take this opportunity, that what are those points, what are the documents that you should be very careful, what are the timelines within which you have to apply and for the registration as well as the change in the articleship through the self-service portal of your own ICAI. So please utilize this session in a very fruitful way. And I hope this session with all your questions, some questions have already come, some would be coming right now. So that would be available later on also at the relevant place which Vandana ji would be telling or Dinesh ji would be telling, so that you can tell to your other friends, okay, these are your issues, kindly look into that. I'm hoping that this session today, this webcast today will be very, very fruitful to you for resolving all your issues and queries in relation to the regulations as well as filing of the relevant documents and forms on the Institute's SSP portal, so that your entry into the CA course and finally coming out with the flying colors and join as a member of the Institute is there. Thank you. Have a great learning today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for apprising the students that they need to be very careful about the documentation which they need to fill and upload while filling that particular respective form. And also just telling them that they need to be very careful when they are actually, there is a termination, there is a gap. They should be very careful, which should not actually rather extend their attempt. So I think students, you should really note down these points and be very careful about the documentation and the manner in which you need to upload. Thank you very much, sir.
Vandana ma'am, one point more, which is regarding when they are pursuing another course. So when
That's
they
right,
are pursuing another course, so that they are not taking on time. And then the problem is there when the membership is there. So these few points are number of points, these are coming. So students should be very much aware of that.
Right, sir. Sir, thank you for giving an update on this. And sir, we'll try. Sir.
Yeah, I would just like to supplement, Pramod bhai, what you said. And for the students, please appreciate that the reason for this webinar is to ensure that at the first instance, when you are filing any form or signing any form or a document, at that point in time, you are aware of the do's and don'ts, so that when you upload on the SSP portal, at the first shot itself, it goes right, it gets approved. Else what happens is that your time and the time of our team members at the ICAI, both of the time get wasted when there are small deficiencies are found, or there are some, I would say, very, you are negligent towards some of the aspects, and you file a form, it goes for the approval, then it gets rejected, or then again with a query, then again you file it again, there is a query, and then this to and fro, and then you will find that in this overall process, considering your time, your efforts, the time and efforts of our team members at the ICAI, collectively all is got lost. So, but if it is a one-shot, clearly filled up, documented, and all the attachments are complete and clear as to the whatever are the expectations, then it becomes much more faster and smoother. Because we have seen, and compliments to Pramod Bhai and the whole team of SSP over here, that I have seen students and members complimenting that if the documents and everything is perfect, then we have seen the forms getting approved within a span, just within 1 hour. So this is the speed with which the SSP is actually geared up to work, but provided you also are part of the whole process and you also ensure that all compliances are met. And that is the reason for having this webinar. So thanks, Pramod Bhai, to you and your entire team for agreeing to this joint webinar. And I'm pretty confident, all of us, that the students would gain a lot through this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you to both of you, sir, and for just starting the particular session with such a positive note. I think students are must be all very anxious, that they must be knowing that, yes, what all queries they can pose to us and all their queries are going to be resolved. Thank you very much, sir. And thank you, Chairman, and thank you, CA Pramod Jain, sir. Thanks to both of you for being over here. Thank you. Yes. So students, just now you had an update, and our chairman, C. Vishal Doshi, and the convener of M&SS Directorate had apprised you as to how very confident you should be when you should be filling the forms, and so that it doesn't delay your process of registration. And plus, it was also apprised to you that what all BOS Academic has also done for you, the material, the suggested answers, RTPs, the mock test, and students, be very careful. All our initiatives are very much uploaded on the BOS Knowledge Portal, and so kindly make use of it. And now, students, what we are going to do is, along with me, the team from the MNSS Directorate, also there, and Mr. Sabri Ganeshan is also there with his team. So all of us have joined now, and we'll be starting the session in such a manner. I'm just going to apprise you how are we going to move about. So we are trying to cover in a manner that we are trying to cover the entire life cycle of the student. The moment a student is registering in the foundation till the time he becomes the member. So what are the different stages, what particular forms, how you need to update them, how you need to upload them, and what are the timelines within which you are required to do. So we are going to start the particular question answer session from now onwards. So students, first of all, I'll say, like, when you have to register in the foundation course. So very important part is, when you have passed your class 10th examination, you are eligible to register yourself at the SSP portal, right? And the students, the particular, the documentation which are very much required while you are registering are your valid email ID you should be having with you, your mobile number you should be having available with you, Aadhaar card, your 10th class pass certificate or the mark sheet, your date of birth certificate, your debit or credit card details, or the net banking details. So you should be available, having all these documents available with you while you are registering. So now I'm going to ask Mr. Govind. Mr. Govind, you can just switch on your video also. You can just apprise as to what type of problems you feel students are facing and what issues you are facing while you are assessing their particular documentation. Over to you, Mr. Govind.
Madam, we are with us Sunil Garg also. He is actually dealing he will explain what problem we are facing in processing the application.
ऐसा है कि जो एप्लीकेशंस हैं उसमें जो मार्कशीट्स वगैरह है वो क्या है, स्टूडेंट प्रॉपरली अपडेट नहीं करता है, उसमें अपलोड नहीं करता है। देयर आफ्टर क्या है कि हम लोग उसको आस्क फॉर करेक्शन इशू करते हैं और आफ्टर अपलोडिंग द डॉक्यूमेंट्स वी मे अप्रूव द एप्लीकेशन। तो फर्स्ट जो है वो डॉक्यूमेंट्स का जो है वो जो राइट डॉक्यूमेंट
basically the document in receipt of mark sheet the student is uploading is not in a proper manner. Sometimes they are uploading the downloaded copy, so that's why we are sending him ask for correction. In case of direct entry, the student need to upload all the mark sheet from the first year to last year in a one single file. Some students are only uploading the last year mark sheet, which is not having the complete detail. So that's why we have to send it in the ask for correction. Sometimes the students not got the mark sheet and they are just uploading their notification that is being issued by the university, but that is not the valid document for the confirmed registration. We are sending it in ask for correction. Sometimes the data that has entered in the system is not matching with the mark sheet that is submitted in the 10th mark sheet, because for date of birth and etc. we are taking the 10th mark sheet. If there is a difference between the name and the date of birth which is available in 10th mark sheet, then we are sending in ask for correction. So these are the major issue that is for that we are sending in ask for correction.
Okay, thank you.
And
Thank
also
you,
one more thing I want to add this, which is important, is that photo and signature. The student need to submit a correct photo in a simple background. So sometimes the student are submitting in a selfie mode photo. In that case also we have to send in ask for correction. And the signature should be, some student are making signature in whole page and just uploading it. So at the time of it, our end, it is not visible. So that's why we have to send in ask for correction. Only the relevant portion of the signature should be in the proper manner so that it could be printed in the other form as well. Thank you.
Right.
One thing I would like to tell, in some part of the country, in high school mark sheet, father's name is not given. And some students are not writing correctly father's name. And even when their membership comes, their father's name is not in the record. So students should ensure that their father's name should be written clear with proof.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, Govindji. Thank you, Sunilji. And thank you, Dineshji, for reprising that these are the issues you feel our students are actually, rather once you are assessing the application, such type of issues are coming. So students, just be careful. The photograph which you are uploading should be with a white background. Your signature should be given in that particular respective part of the paper only, not the entire paper. Then the mark sheets which you are uploading should be clear copies, should not be downloaded copies. So they are actually visible. And plus, when you are doing the direct entry particular registration, you should give all the 3 years of mark sheet, because otherwise your percentage is calculated based on all the 3 years or all the 6 semesters. So students, you should be careful while submitting these forms in foundation and in direct entry. Now I come to the next question, which is based on there is a concession. The institute is giving concession to students who are registering from Union Territories of Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, and northeastern states. Till 31st March, this particular exemption of 75% of fees is available till 31st March 2025. For availing this particular benefit, students need to upload their domicile certificate, their Aadhaar card, their passport, either of the passport or voter ID, which is the valid. Your residential proof should be there. Your either of the direct or the driving license or the copy of the ration card. Right? So students, so you should be careful while you are filling the form from these locations. If you are based in these locations, you can apply for 75% concession of fees. Any specific issue, Govindji or Sunilji, you are facing?
Madam, to verify that whether the student belongs to that particular place, we need a required document of that state. The government document is required. In many cases, we find that students are mentioning the address of that particular state and claiming this exemption, but not uploading the proper document. So we are unable to verify it, and we have to send it back to the student for uploading. So that application are being pending. And some student, after we are sending in ask for correction, need to convert ourselves to the respective proper state so that exemption will not be available and they have to make the balance payment.
That's right. That's right.
And hardware, this domicile certificate issued by first class magistrate or their Tehsildar at least, not below the rank of Tehsildar.
Right. So students can submit either the domicile certificate, which is duly stamped, and then, or they may submit their Aadhaar card or their passport or the voter ID, driving license from that particular state itself, or the copy of the ration card. So either of the valid documents which are showing that their residence is at that particular place. So students, I think you should be very careful. So it will cut down on the time of your registration also. Thank you. And now we come to the differently abled fee concession. What happens? Students who are having a disability of 40% of more of the disabilities which are mentioned in our website also, at the portal also, it is very much there. So students can avail of 100% fee exemption. Now this fee exemption is also available at the foundation level also, intermediate and final. Earlier, it was available only at the intermediate and final level. Now, this particular exemption is also available at the foundation level also, right? Anything specific, Govindji, you would like to tell about this? What documentation they need to file?
A central council member, regional council member.
Madam, the most important thing in this regard is we required, as per our guidelines, we required the signature of the regional council member, central council member, branches to verify this document. After verification of this document, the student need to upload. Many students are uploading the document as it is manner without verification. In that cases, we have to send it in ask for correction. Main issue is
okay. And I think we are also asking for, I think Govindji, sorry I'm interrupting you. I think they also need to give the certificate from a government hospital also.
Yeah, government hospital also, or a particular disability is defined in our guidelines, and qualifying only that the disabilities so can apply only. Right, in many cases, in some cases, we also find that this certificate issued by the government hospital not mentioning the percentage of disability. So in that case, we required from the student to submit a proper document which is having the disability percentage. Accordingly, the exemption could be decided.
Okay. Thank you. Now I come to the next part. Like students, once they are registering for the foundation, students must note that there is a criteria of 4-month study period. Students who are appearing in the, say, June exam, they need to register compulsorily by 1st of February. Or if they are appearing in the December exam, 1st August is the date by which they need to register so that 4-month study period is fulfilled. Plus, at the time of rather filling your examination form, besides the 4-month study period, you also need to have the admit card with you for 12th examination. These are the 2 requirements you need to fulfill while you are filling the foundation examination. Students, you must note these particular points, and I'll tell you what we are seeing is students after registering, they are missing the date of filling the form. They think as if they are registered in the foundation, they are not required to fill the examination form for appearing in the foundation. Many a times we found students are not aware or they miss the dates. So students, be very careful that you need to be very careful that after registering and fulfilling the 4-month study period criteria and the admit card for 12th exam, what you need to do is you need to fill the examination form for appearing in foundation. Students, be very careful. And one more thing, students, you must know that the validity period for the registration in foundation course. Now, under the new scheme, the validity period of registration in foundation is 4 years from the first eligible attempt in the foundation examination. Right, students? Suppose you have appeared in the 10th class and your result has come out and you have registered after 10th result. So your attempt will start from the day after you have appeared in the first foundation exam after appearing in class 12th. So 4 years will start from the date your first attempt is there of foundation exam, and 4 years will start from there, not from the date when you have registered in this particular course. And another very important thing is there is no revalidation permitted at foundation level in the new scheme of education and training. Now, students, I come to the intermediate level. For registering in intermediate, if you are through foundation route, what are the 2 compulsory documents you should have? One is your result of foundation. Second, that you have passed the class 12th. These 2 documents are a must when you are registering for intermediate after passing foundation. And another very important thing is there is an 8-month study period, which was earlier also there for appearing in November exam. Students, you must note that you need to register by 1st of March, and for appearing in May examination, you need to register by 1st of September. So kindly note these dates. Then for direct entry, Govindji has already apprised you that you need to be giving your mark sheet of all the 3 years of all the 6 semesters. Another thing is that students, once you can also provisionally register for intermediate when you are in the final year of your graduation. So students, if you are in your final year of your graduation, you can register for intermediate, and your first attempt in intermediate will be, again, now for intermediate students coming through direct entry route, the 8-month study period will be valid for appearing in the May 24 examination. Right? So what you have to do is, suppose you are in your last year of your final, you register in the intermediate, but before filling the form, your documents which are required is the result of your graduation should be very well there with you, and your 8-month study periods are also completed. Then you are eligible to fill the form for intermediate examination. Students, so be very careful. Don't miss on such dates. Be very careful so that you are very, very confident while writing your exams that you have fulfilled all the criteria, so that no particular ambiguity is there when you are filling these forms. Now I come to the validity period for intermediate course. Under the new scheme, the validity for intermediate course is 5 years from the date of registration. Suppose by any means you are not able to pass your intermediate in 5 years period, you can re-register, rather your revalidation will be for another 5 years. So 10 years total is the time within which you have to pass your intermediate examination. In case you are not able to do it, then you have to re-register afresh. Right? Now I come to a very crucial part, like when to and how to commence practical training and what are the particular forms and how to fill these forms. These are very important areas where students at times, they are actually not able to do it in time. So I come to that. Under the new scheme of education and training, the students have to undergo the practical training of 2 years, uninterrupted period of 2 years. And the least which they can avail in these 2 years is 12 days of leave per year, right? So students, now they can commence, now you can commence your articleship after passing both the groups of intermediate, plus you need to complete your orientation course of 15 days and your information technology course of 15 days. And then you are able to register for your practical training. Now, the question which I am posing to Dinesh ji and Anita ji is regarding when the student is actually commencing the articleship. Students at time, what they do is, when they have, like Abhi, what we have also seen is, student, when they had appeared in May examination, after they had appeared in May examination, what they did, they commenced their articleship under the guise that within 30 days, they have to fill the form. So what they did, they started their articleship in the month of June, under the guise that next month, their result is going to come and they can then fill the form also. So I think, please, Dinesh ji, if you can remove this ambiguity, because we found certain cases of such type, I think you also would have seen.
From last 30 days, they can, within a month, they can file 102 for starting the articleship training. If they want to register with effect from 30th September in the old scheme, now they can register up to 29 October. This is with regard to the old scheme, but in generally, they can within 30 days, the form.
Yes, one thing I also would like to add is, students, once you are wanting to commence your articleship, you should have your result in hand.
Yes, definitely.
Just after appearing in exam, you are not eligible, though you have done your OC and IT training. But your result is very much required. Otherwise, the period which you have undergone the training will not be counted. Right? I think anything else you would like to add, or is it fine?
Intermediate pass.
So, which are the forms? Which is the form which they need to fill? If you can throw light about form 102.
102 is a deed in between the principal and article assistant. It is executed on the non-judicial stamp paper. Then they can e-stamp paper also. And 103 is the articleship registration form.
Okay. Yeah. So, is there any timeline within which they need to particularly submit these forms?
Yeah, within a month.
Within a month. Yes. So, within a month, it is without condonation fees.
Yes.
And if they do it after 1 month, if you can throw light on that also.
They have to fill up to 1 month to 3 months, 500 rupees, 3 months to 6 months, 1,000 rupees, 6 months to 1 year, 1,000 rupees, and we restrict beyond a year. Generally, it is restricted, but in additional circumstances, we can look after the approval of the EC.
Okay. So students, you should be very careful, and we advise you to fill your forms in time. And students, one thing more I would like to tell is, if you do not fill your forms in time, what will happen now under the new scheme? Once you are commencing your articleship, and if you have not registered yourself, then you will not be able to register for final course also. And you will also not be able to start your self-paced online modules also. So be very careful that you need to register in time so as to overcome these problems which you will be facing later on. Dinesh ji, anything else you would like to add?
We would like to inform the students that when you are starting your training, do not wait. Students are waiting up to 6 months, 1 year, 2 years even. If you are waiting up to 2 years, then matter will go to executive committee. And that time you are telling my exam is there and you get it approved immediately. That cannot be done.
Right, right.
So don't wait for 2 years. At least complete it within 1 year at any cost. That is my advice.
Right, right. Students, so kindly note down the dates within which you need to submit your forms. Kanika, if you have anything else you feel, any issues you find when you are processing these particular, Mr. Sabri, you feel any issues are coming when students are submitting these forms? Mr. Sabri?
Ms. Naidin? Mr. Sabri ji?
Okay, we'll, Mr. Sabri? Yes, Mr. Sabri, any specific issues you feel when you are processing these applications, these forms?
Yes, madam. Normally, we are getting the one issue from students, the file size. They don't know the limit of the file size. More, it is restricted to 1 MB, whereas their documents contains more than 1 MB. That is the problem faced by the student very frequently. That is the ticket we are getting from the article students. Next one is vacancy issues. Whenever they are trying, two persons are trying for the same member, trying to register with the same member, one gets registered and another one didn't get any message at all. That they could not delete that form also. That is the problem. The students' vacancy problem normally faced by the student. And another one is they don't have, frequently they are asking the steps, how to do the process, how to go about it, how to register. These things, user manual, they have requested. They have requested inside their login. That may be provided. And another one particular thing is regarding industrial training and completion, the more than 6 months, they could not upload the documents. These are the frequent queries we are received from the students. And
okay, Mr. Sabri, restrict yourself to Form 102 and Form 103 as of now. We'll come to the next forms.
Form 102, yes. Form 102, another one major problem is the student is unaware of that executing the deed. Most of the students are sometimes facing this problem. Without executing the deed, they are registering. When the delay is more than 1 year or something, they could not produce that deed. That is the problem we are facing.
Okay. Thank you. Now I come to the Form 104 and Form 105, which is relating to industrial training registration. Right. Students, you must note that under the new scheme, you can register for industrial training for a period of 9 months to 12 months, right? So students, once you are going to start your industrial training, the Form 104, and it has to be filled by you. So if you can throw light, Anita ji, if you can throw light on Form 104 as to when they need to submit this particular form. And when they need to, I think there is another clause also, when a student who is interested in undergoing the industrial training, they need to intimate their principal 3 months in advance.
Yes, ma'am, you are right.
Exactly. Right. You are right, na? Yes, though it is not a kind of a prohibition, no, but it is an intimation.
Intimation is there, and consent of the principal is also there. After filling 109, they can submit the Form 104, doing the registration in industrial training.
Okay.
And they can register under a member of the institute working in any industry. And associate, 1 vacancy is there, and fellow, 2 vacancies there.
Okay.
Now, one thing I would like to add, madam, they need to disclose other course in Form 102. They generally skip the other course in the Form 102, and that's why they have to face the problem while at the time of taking the membership.
Correct.
And another thing is most important for the condonation cases, they need to take the stipend in the check form or bank statement through bank.
Through bank only.
Through bank only.
So no stipend should be accepted in cash.
Yes,
Right.
it is most important where the problem is coming to the students when they in the delay filing cases.
And it should be not more than, it should only quarterly basis, not like yearly basis.
Maximum
Principal is
quarterly
given
basis.
Maximum quarterly. It is
Okay.
monthly, but maximum can be given quarterly.
Okay. So students, you are advised that you take the particular stipend on a month, preferably on a monthly basis, but upmost till a quarter, but not more than that. Right? So these are these
One
final points. Yes.
In
Yes,
industrial
Dinesh.
training, there is no termination.
Yeah.
In industrial training, there is no termination.
Termination is not
And in
allowed.
case you are taking termination or changing, then you have to forego your training.
Okay. Okay. So students, like you must note that transfer is possible only in the first year, and after first year, it is only in exceptional circumstances you can get the transfer. And I'm just stalling for a moment, and I'm welcoming our Central Council member, CA Kota Srinivasji, who's the Deputy Convener of M&SS Directorate. Sir, over to you. If you can just rather advise students as to about the do's and don'ts while they are undergoing the practical training, what forms, what are the things they need to rather take care so that it should not delay their process of becoming a member. Over to you, sir.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Vandana Madam, and all the other from ICAI over there to trust the students and help them. One thing I would like to say is like there is a poor connectivity, madam. I don't know when it will go off. I'm not in a rural area. First and the foremost thing for students I would like to say is whenever you join for the course, we come across certain cases where they won't have submitted their forms like 102, 103. There'll be sometimes huge delays. So ensure that not just joining the articleship, but whatever the forms that has to be given, submitted, properly submitted. Don't submit any form leaving any column blank. If it is not applicable, you have to write not applicable. So spend some time to fill up that particular form, understand what is there in that. And in many cases, we come across like they'll be doing some other courses. So form 112 has to be filed. They will not file. See, if everything is been properly filed, even office, it will be very easy, very simple to process and good, because now we are on SSP. Based on your inputs or your documentation, the process will be very simpler and faster also. If you see the SSP, after introduction of SSP, a lot of things are happening within no time actually. When once you file for 108 for completion of articleship, within the same day it will be approved. So the onus is on the students and also their principals to provide a proper documentation to us so that the process will be smoother. Then coming to what are the do's and don'ts, of course, I don't have a full list of do's and don'ts, so I'll just say whatever maybe you people will be in a position to explain all those things. One thing is when once you join for articleship, ensure that you complete the articleship there itself. Don't get into some trouble with your principal. If you are planning for an industrial trainee, the day you join, you should inform the principal that you are planning to go for a industrial training. Because sometimes what happens, you will just like that you will join. After 1 year, you will go and tell the principal that I'm going to take industrial training. Principal will not agree because you wouldn't have told him initially. Even as principals, even I am one of the principal in our office also, we have almost 55 articles getting trained. So we will have certain vision like or some planning that when once we take a student, if they are the way they contribute, because whoever student joins, it doesn't mean that they will performing in the first year itself. They take time to understand the process because practical is different, the theory is different. So my sincere suggestion, wherever you join, you ensure that you continue there for more than 1 year. And now in the new scheme, it's only 2 years of articleship. So if you do articleship for 1 year and if you go for industrial training for 1 year, I doubt that you will understand anything in this particular process as such. So if you are joining for articleship, my sincere suggestion is you at least do that 2 years. Even 2 years is not sufficient according to me. But of course, now the syllabus new scheme is 2 years. At least you should be with a particular principal for 2 years. And don't join just like that for doing the articleship. Maybe today you got a lot of information about the firms, and it's not that you have to join only a very big firm as such, but a very good firm you have to join, not the big firm, a good firm with a good principal, so that there will not be any issues with you and the principal. It's not that there will be a lot of issues. We come across very few issues between the principals and the articleship, but also you ensure that you join for a decent firm. The size doesn't matter. It's not that you have to do in a very, very big firm or a small firm as such. What you do in this articleship is a practical approach. Any issues, how you will approach that practically, that is more important rather than learning the technical issues. Because technical, throughout your life, you keep on learning. So even we wouldn't have learned so many things during our articleship, but now the law keeps changing and we keep learning. So practical approach, or how to deal with people, maybe with your colleagues, with your principal. So articleship is also very, very important that you have to note down. And transfer, of course, we have a thing where now in the old scheme, 3 years of articles, within 1 year you can get transfer. Until unless there is some this thing, like if you are not comfortable with your principal, or principal is not comfortable with your working, and there is something, then you take transfer. Otherwise, as I said earlier, try to complete the articleship with one principal, so that you will get a proper training. Then coming to the examinations, I'm also heading this examination. Are we dealing with examinations, madam? Hello?
Sir, you
Are
can
we
cover
telling
from
something
your
about
side.
exams? Vandana,
Sir,
madam.
you can throw some light also in that.
Okay.
You can throw some
So,
light.
yeah. So first thing is first thing is article, that is a golden period of your life, because after that 2 years or 3 years of articleship, whatever you do, again you cannot come back. You will not get that time again in your lifetime. So this is very, very important that you have to seriously take up the articleship and learn whatever possible in those 2 or 3 years as such. Then coming to the examination, of course, in the new scheme, you would have completed intermediate and will only be eligible for final examinations. But in the existing scheme, you'll be doing intermediate also, final also, few students. So ensure that you prepare well and perform well at the examination. The examination process, I see examination process is very, very simple. Just you have to uh, apply for your examination, you write the examination, and ICAI will declare the results. Nothing beyond this. Very most simple examination process on this earth is ICAI examination. I'm not talking about the standard of the examination. The process of the examination is very, very simple. Even we have made a very simple thing for applying for the examination also, with 3 or 4 data. If you give, you can fill up the application. And the board of studies is also working very hard to see that whatever best we can provide to the students, day in and day out, will be working under the leadership of the particular committee, and of course the madam director of board of studies. Recently also we discussed about how to bring some classroom facilities for the students. Students, one thing let me tell you, in this these are all professional courses where coaching is not compulsory. It's only optional. This is not coaching based courses. Coaching is optional, but it is all distant learning. But at the same time, let me tell you that you may have to take certain amount of concept coaching. It's not spoon feeding coaching that one has to take. The concepts of the subjects, various subjects, you may have to take a little bit of coaching, because without being what you call a guru or a teacher, one cannot proceed further. So for in that regard, even we are coming out, we are working out, the board of studies is working out and planning to bring certain classrooms, like virtual classes. Already we have a DLH platform where a lot of classes have been there. So you may have to go through that. And of course, when you have notice now, as soon as you register from the board of studies and from the CDS, we give you the background itself is quite sufficient for you to prepare. When you do the articleship, you have to simultaneously read for the particular topics and also correlate between the practical thing and the theory. So whatever you read, say suppose you are doing some taxation work, income tax work, so relating sections, immediately you can go and read in the same day, or the same whatever you read next day you can implement. So that will help you. So practical training and examination should go hand in hand. It's not that this is independent, that is independent. Both are very, very important. Ensure that during the practical training, whatever the subjects are there, because even in practice, what we do is whatever is there in the theory itself. Like if we practice in income tax law, you should know. If you are doing GST, you should know the GST law. If you are doing Companies Act, you should know the Companies Act. Then auditing standards, accounting standards, depending upon the cases you handle, almost everything is there in the syllabus. So then once you do a practical work, correlate that with the syllabus or the subjects what you are studying either at the inter level or final level. So with all these things, the do's, whatever I said, don'ts is, of course, don't get into this social media. Don'ts, few of the things, if I remember, don't get into social media and get wrong informations. Wait for the notification that comes from ICAI. Because I have seen nowadays, because of social media, you get a lot of videos, lot of messages, which may not be authenticated messages, and there may not be truth in that. So don't go behind that messages, and don't follow those messages also. Only wait for the official notification from the ICAI. Here, say, don't get into all those things and see that this is what is happening, that is what is happening, and don't involve yourself in commenting about the institute. This is our institute, your institute. We are all part of this ICAI. Don't get into all those. So concentrate on your studies. Concentrate on your what you call this articleship. So you have to demonstrate independence, then practice integrity, and of course you can achieve excellence by doing all these things. These are few of the things at the moment. I will tell about the do's and don'ts. Madam, it's over to you. If you want me to anything, any
Thanks,
other
sir.
point specific, if you want me to answer, I will answer.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, thanks a lot for your update and giving your do's and don'ts to the students, and also advising students to take their practical training very seriously, because it's part of the course, CA course, and when they are being tested in final examination, it is based on their practical training, because it is all practical oriented. If you have undergone your practical training, like sir has advised, very seriously, passing of the CA exam is not difficult, right? So you need to apply what you have learned during your examination, and you are going to do very well. Sir, thank you for all your advice to the students, and your also are telling students that they need to fill the forms in time and need to undergo the training under their principal with a seriousness. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot, sir. Sir, we are moving ahead with the further process. Right,
only
sir? We are moving.
Only one point. Madam, only one point I thought I just missed out, maybe.
Yes, sir.
Students, now we are getting in the new syllabus from new examination from 2024, where we have both 30 marks of what you call this objective type,
Yes.
and then 70 marks of descriptive in all the subjects, both intermediate level and final level. So when once you go for MCQs, multiple questions, so you should be very, very precise. You have to hit the bullseye, I should say. So you should be very, very clear in the concepts and the subjects. So it's not just like that you will come and write the examination. So this will help you very much when once you are serious in your articleship. As the madam said, practical thing is very much required. So all these things helps you in writing the examination. At final level, certain subjects you have case studies. Case study papers also we have, and multidisciplinary paper is also there, where in final paper 6, where we may give you questions covering all the acts. It's not one act. So all the acts may be there. So you should be very, very careful and also involve very, very seriously in the articleship. That's all, madam, from my side as of.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So
Thank
I
you,
can
sir.
leave, madam.
Yeah, sir. Sir, right, sir. Sir, thank you.
Can I
sir,
leave
you
the
can, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir, for sparing your time and just advising the students, sir. Thank you very much. Now,
The
students.
meeting, but I may not.
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, you may leave, sir. Like there is one query from Kumbhar Ashraf. He's saying that his query is regarding Form 108 of Articleship completion. Sabriji, it is addressed to you. He's saying he has submitted Form 108 and in that query was sent back for correction of Form 102 Articleship registration. In Form 102, college principal signature was not available due to COVID pandemic, and now the principal is not signing. So now what the student, how you are going to process, how the problem of student is going to be resolved? Over to you, Sabriji.
Yes, madam. NOC from the college may be obtained, madam.
Just to take in some document from the college.
What is this NOC, if you can explain that also? Because if the principal is not signing, what other documentation a student is going to submit? Because he could not get the signature due to there was COVID at that time. So like how you are going to advise the student now?
Can you, Sabriji, can you see the date, actual dates? Was it in COVID time or after COVID?
So
you need to check with that registration number.
Okay, the registration number. Okay, this query we have forwarded to you, and dear student, Sabriji is going to come back to you. Kindly send the reply to the student so that this issue gets resolved. Okay, Sabriji?
Okay, madam. Okay.
Fine. Now I come to the next step. It's about Form 107, which is regarding expiry of deed of and serving excess excess leave period is there. So like you need to tell like within what time they need to fill this particular form and how it is getting processed.
Within 60 days, they need to file this form under the same principle.
Okay.
Under the regulation 57, I think so.
Yes.
They have to serve the access period under the same principle. Within 60 days, they need to file the form.
Okay. So this students kindly know this excess period of their articleship has to be undergone under the same principle and the form has to be submitted within 60 days. Is there any relaxation, Anita? Any relaxation is there? Condonation is again there. Any fees is charged?
No.
Okay. But students, you are advised to fill this particular form in time because you will be now then appearing for your exams also. So this is going to smoothen your process of appearing in exam. So be very careful about it. And about Form 108, which is about completion of articleship, any specific things, any do's and don'ts, any issues? Sabriji, are you also facing when students are filling Form 108?
Yes, in 108, we are getting one frequent query, madam. This excess leave in case of no vacancy with the current member or principal, how to go about it? That is the frequent query. As per the system design, it is been accepted, but as per the regulation, our Dinesh ji has to guide how to proceed in case of no vacancy, sir.
So Dinesh ji, like Sabriji is saying, the issue is coming when the students are filling this particular form. There is no vacancy. And then if there is no vacancy, then how to resolve this issue of students?
It depends upon the grounds. On which ground? If additional vacancy can be given under regulation 57.
Yes.
If it is covered in there.
Yes.
If it is not covered, one case came yesterday.
First thing.
In that, principal has already taken 10 articles.
Okay.
And now student has excess leave of 70 days. Now student is telling ki allow me with the other principal. Under regulation 58, excess leave he has to serve under the same principal.
That is right.
And if that principal has taken, fill up all the vacancies, the principal has to accommodate him by transferring one article and take him for 70 days. Additional vacancy cannot be given other than proviso of regulation 57. And under regulation 58, excess leave has to be under the same principle.
You're very right.
Then we cannot do. Students are blaming you are not giving approval. So I cannot cross the regulation. What is written in regulation, you have to bear with that.
Acha, in case of Dinesh ji and Sabri ji, in case of the death of a principal, in that circumstances,
regulation 57.
That then regulation 57
Additional
will come
vacancy.
into play. Then the additional vacancy will be created.
Cease to be practiced.
Yes.
Death. These
Yes.
are covered under regulation 57. Then additional vacancy will be given.
Okay. Right. So students, you must note that these are the circumstances under which the additional vacancy is created. That is when there is the member is no longer in practice, or he ceases to be a member. Secondly, if there is, in case there is a death of that particular principal, these are the circumstances under which additional vacancy is getting created, not in any other circumstances. Right.
One thing I would like to, Sabri sir was saying ki additional vacancy to another principal. Office does not say to serve the training under another principal, because office proposes that, office says that complete the training with the same principal in the same manner. No situation arises when principal is, when article is serving the training under the same principal for the excess leave, he has to continue with the training for the excess leave also. No situation arises to serve the under another principal. Office does not say to file the form 107 after a lapse of time. The situation arises in that time when students submit the form after a gap. In that period, principal may be filled under the same principal. We are saying that students should fill the form on time, so no situation arises for the additional vacancy.
If any ambiguity is there, then it can be sorted out. Yes. You mean to say that? Yes. Right, right. So students, that is why you are advised, when you are filling form 107, you need to fill it, you are advised to fill it within 60 days.
Yes.
Right? So that any issue, if you may face, it will be resolved by the office also. Any other issue, Sabriji, you feel students are while you are resolving, or you are rather clearing the forms? Especially regarding form 112.
112, this NOC only.
It is for pursuing other courses and engagements during practical training.
I would like to say in Form 112, what students are thinking when they join, one student joined Chartered Accountant course, before that he had joined CWA. But he or she is not disclosing CWA that he is doing CWA, he has taken admission. He is thinking, I had done inter of the CWA and now I am not doing CWA, I am doing Chartered Accountants.
Okay.
So unless you submit application with ICWA that I am discontinuing this course and have a proof that you have submitted that application there. You don't have any proof, just presumption that I had completed inter, now I am not doing CWA, I am doing CA. After doing CA inter, what you have done also CS Inter. Then after completion of final, you are coming by membership. And while filling membership, you have filled all. Now system will show you will become member after 2 years. This is the problem. When you are discontinuing any course, you have sufficient evidence that you have discontinued that course. We have no objection. You discontinue, have proof, submit application that you have discontinued that course. Now join this course, you do this course. Wherever you are discontinuing, you should have proof, and at the time of membership, you submit it.
Yes, students, you have to be very careful. If you do not
Govindji?
submit the proof,
Yeah.
Govindji, you would like to add anything on
Yes,
this?
madam, many students are feeling that we are doing correspondence course, correspondence graduation, and we do not require fill the 112. In this regard, we have to clarify that for all the courses, whether correspondence, part-time, full-time, in every case, a student has to submit the form 112, take the prior permission, so that no penalty could be imposed.
Yeah.
And also,
Right.
one thing must be kept in mind, that only one course is allowed.
Yes, under
If the
regulations.
student do more than one course, and presuming that what Dinesh sir is saying, that he has completed CS Inter, ICWA Inter, then started the graduation, and at the time, so institute will consider it as a 2 course, not at a 1 course. Students are saying that they have not studied anything during that period, and that should not be applicable. But for ICAI norms, the CS and ICWA, whether foundation, intermediate, final, it is only one full course. It is joined, and a student has to cancel that course before joining the. Otherwise, take the permission and join only one course.
That is true. So, students, you are advised, while you are pursuing CA course, you can join simultaneously only one additional course, right? And that also you need to disclose when you are filling your form 102 and 103.
There should not be overlapping of the training with your classes. Suppose you are doing regular course and same overlapping of the timing.
I was coming to that only, Dineshji, now. This is very pertinent question, which I'll ask you again now. I'll ask a specific question. Dineshji, what is happening is, student is pursuing his full-time graduation in the college, and he or she is starting the training also. What are the do's and don'ts student has to adhere to? Please clarify. I think many issues are coming in this regard also.
We had already circular in this regard that training should be not, it will 11 to 5.
The timings are 11, the office timings are from 11 to 5. And if you are attending a college which is from 7 to 10:30, yes, you are allowed to do that particular graduation through your college plus your articleship. But if your timing of the college are clashing with the office timings, it will not be allowed. You will not be allowed to do the practical training, or you will not be allowed to do your college. Right?
Yes.
Anything else you want to?
Sometimes students are saying that our college is will finish at 11 and our office is starting at 11:30. So in that case, as per the regulation, office timing cannot start after 11 and cannot be finished after 5. So during that period, his office timing can be there, and the student has to complete the classes 10:30 only. There is no option.
Right,
At least 30-minute gap should be there.
yes, there should be a gap of 30 minutes from the office from the college to the office.
Yes.
That much time, obviously, they need to adhere to. And there are certain colleges, there are evening colleges also, where these classes start at 5:30 and onwards in the evening. That type of the joining a evening college is also allowed, and having the college from 7 to 10:30 is allowed, and 5:30 p.m. and onwards is also allowed. So students, you must note that your office timings and your college timings should not clash. Plan your things in such a way that you are not in a trouble later on. Right?
Because some students filed 10:55 timings of the college and 11 times.
Yes, that is very right. No, that is very true.
Sometimes a student tell in Bombay, in one floor college, one floor there are office.
Yes.
So I am coming in 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
That is it. See,
It is not allowed.
No, but here you find colleges in Bombay. You find one building, 2 colleges are there. 4 offices are there.
See, then they need to, I'll tell you, if they're submitting like this,
Address same.
they need to give the address of the college and the address of their principal office. If the address is the same, I think yes, it is acceptable. Otherwise, not.
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you, Vic. And yes.
Madam, sorry to interrupt. One more query normally we are receiving from the student regarding 112. The course is completed. The BCom course is completed before the commencement of articles, whereas only 1 or 2 papers are pending. They have not completed those 2 papers. Whether this the NOC or whatever that certificate received from the principal is mandatory. That is the.
Yes.
Then class is not required, no? Further.
That is the
Class is not required. Calendar of the college must be submitted in that case. The classes of the calendar jo hai submit hona chahiye.
Naturally. I think what Neeta is telling, that the calendar, how the classes are being conducted, the schedule, that can be also submitted. Like I'll tell you one of the few cases which I had also got a mail. Students are saying, Madam, my what has happened is my classes have got over in this particular month. Say by 30th of March, my classes have got over, and I've started my training in the month of April, and the exams are due in May, like whatever it is. So I think for that there is no problem. Only the classes schedule. That is why Anita is saying, if they give the schedule of their classes, I think they can. This is particularly permitted. Right.
Madam,
right.
Why class schedule, madam? Course is completed. For example, 2000 to 2003, 2003 April course is completed. No, madam. Only the exam is pending.
Delhi University का calendar निकलता है classes off का.
नहीं, what is exactly the issue, Mr. Sabri? If you can explain.
They need to file 112 in that case. Class already completed means whether the student need to file 112. Only exams only pending. That is the
No need.
I think then there is no need. Then there is no need. See, if the classes are completed, then there is no need to fill form 112. Then it is not required.
He has to produce some document of the classes of.
Yes. That is something.
Okay,
Yes.
but while applying the membership, the result date is giving, ma'am, as a course completion.
Yes.
It has to give the result date.
That is right. Yes.
Right.
That obviously these are the documentary evidence you may seek from the students.
No need to file one.
Classes calendar can only provide because college is not going to sign before.
Naturally.
Only classes calendar is there, giving ki classes calendar is
Okay.
authenticated. Then
In such a situation, no need to file 112.
Right. I'll just come to now. Rita ji, Dinesh ji, either of you can tell what are the stipend rates which are now applicable for the students under the new scheme. If you can highlight that.
same first year, second year.
Students, those from 1st July 2024, sorry, 23. Now the stipend rates have been rather now revised for first year, second year, and the students who are in the third year. So it is not that those who are in the new scheme, for them only the stipend rates have been revised. You, irrespective of which year you are, whichever scheme you are in, if you are in the first year, the first year rates will be applicable.
4 years.
If you are in the second year rates will be applicable. And if you are in the third year, the third year rates will be applicable. First year rates are 4,000. And it is for cities having 20 lakh and above population, 3 lakhs for cities with 5 lakh and above population but less than 20 lakh, and cities having population of less than 5 lakhs, 2,000 is applicable for first year. For second year, it is 5,000, 4,000, 3,000 for city A, city B, and city C. Right?
Yes.
And again for third year, it is now 6,000, then 5,000 and 4,000, depending on the city in which the class of city you are there as per the population criteria. So students, so you need not worry. The stipend rates have been revised for all the students, irrespective of the scheme in which you are in, from 1st July 2023. And students, one thing more. I'll pose a question to you. If a student has already commenced 3 years of training, let's suppose in June 2023, and what has happened, student had passed one of the groups of intermediate. In July, the balance group a student has passed, whether the student can terminate his earlier training and can commence the 2 years of practical training?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But after qualifying the complete intermediate, after qualifying the second group.
That is what the question I'm asking is, students, suppose you have started the training after passing one of the groups till 30th of June 2023, and what happened in the month of July, your result of the other group has also come and you have passed, and now you wish to undergo 2 years of practical training. What student is there? You can terminate your training which you have commenced for 3 years, but the period which you have already served will not be considered while you are changing yourself to the 2 years of practical training.
You have to forego.
Yes, you have to forego the period of training which you have already undergone. Your training will start afresh.
Yes, ma'am. Right. 100% right.
Right. Sabriji, you are no problems you are having in this regard?
Yeah, yes, no problem, madam. In this regard, it is clear.
It is clear, na? Okay,
yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Now I come to, when can a student register for the final course? A student can register for final course after passing both the groups of intermediate. A student must compulsorily register for final course. Earlier in the scheme, prior to the new scheme, students could register in the final course before filling the form of final examination. But now, students, kindly note, till the time you do not pay your registration fees for final, you cannot start your self-paced online modules. If you are not able to do your self-paced modules, you will not be eligible to sit for your final exams. So be very careful that you need to register immediately while you are commencing your articleship. So students, you must note so that it will not lead you to any problems, right? And students, you must note, there is no separate fees for self-paced online modules. The fees which you are paying for final, if you are paying it, there is no separate fees. So to avail of the your material for your self-paced modules and final, you need to register for final. Another thing, students, I'll come to you is that in case students, you have passed your group 1 under the previous scheme, group 1 you have passed. Suppose you are going to pass your group 1 in the November 23, and from May 24, the new scheme is going to be applicable. You have got your balance group to be given of intermediate.
It's for final.
Of intermediate. I'm talking about intermediate students. How the exemptions will work? What will happen? Since you have passed the first group of intermediate, you will be appearing in the second group and you need to give only 2 papers. Auditing paper, financial management and strategic management. Because the cost and management accounting you had already cleared in your first group. So that is exempted because you don't have to appear for that. You have to appear in only 2 papers under the new scheme in May 24. And in case you have passed the second group of the intermediate under the current scheme, which is going on till November, and your balance group is left, students, then you have to appear in 3 papers of intermediate or first group, because accounting paper is going to be exempted because you have passed paper 5 in the current scheme, the scheme which is there till November. So you have to appear in the 3 papers. So students, all those who have passed 6 papers at the intermediate have to do all the 4 self-paced modules and 6 papers of final. If you have passed 7 papers at the intermediate level, then you have to undergo compulsorily self-paced module A and B. For C and D, you have an option. You can either choose C or D, right? And 6 papers of final, you have to do it. Similarly, students, if you have passed group 1 of the final in November 23, in May 24, you have to give the balance group of final. You are exempted from set A, self-paced set A. Set C and D is already exempted. Now you have to appear in 3 papers of final of group 2, right? And if you have passed group 2 of the final, then you are exempted from appearing in self-paced online module set B. And then what you have to do is you have to appear in group 1 and set A. So student, you must note these are the exemptions which are available. Paper-wise exemption, group-wise exemption are all uploaded on the institute website. So kindly plan, and accordingly, once you are appearing in November exam, you should be ready as to when and how you need to convert yourself. And one thing, students, if you are appearing in one of the groups of intermediate and final in November 23, and you want to convert for the balance group of new scheme, it is not allowed. After your results come out, then only you can always convert for the balance group which is there with you, for which you have to pass, or you have to convert for the entire intermediate or final. So kindly note all these points. The option is only available if you have only one balance group available at this time. You can do it, otherwise you cannot. Or after November, the results come out in the month of January, there will be an automatic conversion. Students, there will be an auto conversion in the month of January when the results are out. So whichever group is left, you will be converted into the new scheme. And students, in this case, once you are ordering for the books, you have to pay 1,000 rupees for intermediate. If you are in intermediate, for 1,000 if you are at the final level. And foundation, if you are converting from the current one to the new, you have to pay 500 rupees as the fees for getting the books. These books will be delivered to you by paying only this much amount. You don't have to pay any courier fees. No courier charges have to be paid by you. Dineshi, Anita ji, if you have any other point you would like to tell students, Govind ji, anything else you want to tell? Sabri ji, anything else you feel, something which we have missed out, you want to tell? One by one, you can please apprise the students.
Ma'am, from my side, students should be careful while taking the transfer from his principal, and students should be the cordial relation with their principals and do their training in a decent manner, because we have some cases with dispute in between the principal and article. In such a cases, so students should do their training in very decent and efficient manner to learn the audit practices.
And I would like to advise the students, they have to adhere the Act regulation and council decisions. Their expectation that we should go beyond regulation and do their work and approve their, it cannot be done. We are bound by this Act regulation and council decisions. But some students are quoting, what is this act, what is this regulation, why you are doing this, why, what is 108. So till the time you are a student, you are bound by this, and we are, have to adhere this, not only you or me. We are part of the system and we have to follow it.
Yes, you are very right, Dinesh ji. See, students, you must know, being the member of the institute, being the student of the institute, we all need to adhere to the provisions of Act and regulations, right? You must know that we all are following the Act and the regulations. You also must adhere to the terms which are already in your knowledge. Any issue you face, you must visit our ICAI website. Everything is made available to you. You must visit the institute website for latest announcements which are coming, latest notifications which are coming, the latest regulations which are also there, and the Act also. The amended regulations and Act have already been uploaded on the website. So you must visit. And students, we are also noticing, students at time are missing the date of filling the examination form. I think students, you are doing a professional course. You should be very serious. When you are doing this course, you must adhere to the timelines which are already given to you. Everything is posted on the institute website. The last date of filling the exam form, without late fee, and with late fee, everything is announced. Please don't wait till the last date, that I'll do it in the last days only. Because you never know any contingency may occur. Why leave a thing when you can do it today? Yes. So there is a saying, what you have to do tomorrow, do it today. What you have to do it today, do it just now. Don't delay. See, you are going to be the members of a prestigious course like CA. So you are the responsible citizens. So you need to have that level of responsibility and adhere to these timelines. This is going to rather save you from the attempt in which you are already prepared. Students, you are preparing and you miss the date of filling the form. Your entire hard work will go waste. So be very serious. Visit the institute website. And students, we have also come up with our ICAI BOS app, where we are sending you regular notifications. And students, if you have not downloaded the app, please go to the Google Play Store. You can download the ICAI BOS mobile app. If you are on the, you are having Apple phone, you can go to the your Apple Play Store and download that particular app. And students, you will get everything over there. Every day you are getting updated notifications, announcements, dates of mock test exam, date of filing your particular exam forms, your study material, suggested answers, revisionary test papers, dates of mock test, everything is updated. You need to just see everything within your control. Don't miss the dates. Be very serious. And students, this is the advice from the ICAI side. Anything else, Mr. Sabri, you have anything to add?
Yes, madam. We request the students should submit the form in time within 30 days, means within 30 days or within 60 days, some of the forms that needs to be submitted. Apart from that, they should maintain the documents properly, like attendance sheet or the work diary or the stipend details. Stipend details should be received in bank through banks only. That the bank statements should be kept as records. These are the things they need to maintain properly, and deed should be executed in the stamp paper. These are the common things students should aware of the procedures.
Fine. Thank you, Sabriji. Govindji, anything else you want to add?
We essentially advise to students to regularly visit the email IDs, because we are sending communication. Some students are not checking their emails, and they are not getting in making compliance with the SSP portal. They are also requested when they submit application, they visit the SSP portal so that they can get the, sometimes their form was rejected, to say that they can get the information and immediately they make the correction and resubmit the form, so that no wastage of time will be there.
Right. Thank you very much. I'll thank the entire MNSS team which is here. Mr. Sabri along with his team, I thank you very much to be here. And Govindji along with your team, thank you very much. Mr. Anupam along with his team, thank you very much. And I thank my entire BOS team which is here with me for dealing with your queries. So thanks a lot, students, for being there with us and listening to us very patiently. And students, in case of any queries you have, you can come to us. The email IDs are very much web hosted. You go to the ICAI site, you'll get the email IDs and the telephone numbers of all the officials. You can send your mails, you can talk to us, your queries will be resolved in no time. And students, another advice is open your emails, open your messages which are coming from the ICAI. They are for your benefit. The ICAI is coming to you. It is at your doorstep. We are rather trying to handhold with you. You need to take a step ahead, and I think life will be very easy for all of you and for us also, so that we are able to resolve your queries in no time. So thank you very much, students. All those students who are appearing in the November exam, all the best to you, and all those who are preparing for the next exam. So keep working hard, and the ICAI is there with you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
And good evening and good day to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.